This is a Pyramid One International Network presentation. View of humanity. Hi, and welcome to Pyramid One World Radio. The show is A View of Humanity, brought to you by psychic medium Jamie Clark and tarotist Maggie Clark. Maggie Clark is a respected tarotist with 25 plus years of experience. Don't forget, this is a holiday week. Call into the show. The show is here for you. Yes, you the listeners. So don't be shy. Call into the show at 609-663-0153 or go to Google search and type Pyramid One Radio and you'll see a selection. It says Pyramid One. It's got a / on it and it says WIX. So Pyramid One / Wix, WIX. Just click on that, scroll down to the chat room, and ask any question you have, and I will read the question to Jamie and Maggie, who will answer the question right here. Yep, right here on live radio. A quickie about the host, Jamie and Maggie. Jamie is a master educator. He's a spiritual educator, sharing his knowledge and experience to help others find their lives' paths and to use their natural, intuitive abilities to live a fuller and happy life. Maggie is a respected tarotist with 25 plus years of experience. For that, or for the last 14 years, Maggie has instructed people in the ways of tarot, both in colleges and privately. Her newest development is her online tarot learning program. An accomplished teacher, Maggie delights in teaching classes, workshops, and offering tarot readings and consultations. Maggie is also the author of 365 Days of Tarot, Inspirational Tarot for your daily life. She is also a spiritual teacher, spiritual coach, and Healing Arts Practitioner. Her home base is Phoenix, Arizona. Maggie has been a student of tarot, metaphysics, and the healing arts since 1994. These two together are the world's duo, or should I say dynamic duo, that can change your life. That is what this show is for. It's to help you. So, with that being said, I hope you pick up a copy of this right off YouTube. Go to YouTube, put in Pyramid One Radio, and you'll come to our channel. There's plenty of shows in there that can help you in many, many, many things in your life. Don't let it be wasted on YouTube. Listen to it. Learn from it. It will change your path. Oh, yeah, that's the way. Hey.
Ow!
Oh, thank you.
Oh, thank you very much.
They like my T-shirt. I don't know. Maybe it's something like that.
I like the intro, too. Very nice. Great music.
It's
upbeat, very playful.
I tell you something. Every once in a while, you know, the people who listen and that really, really listen, they're sending me emails that a lot of things that we've said years ago, you know, I tried it and it worked. I have no idea what this person was talking about that she tried. Whatever it was, it worked.
Excellent.
And it was, we've got so many shows over there, but I was telling everybody on Facebook, go to Jamie Clark's videos that are on there, and I also send them over to Mixcloud, and that because there's 1,700 shows there.
Wow! Congratulations, man. That's your library.
They can flip out. So many things. I'm serious. I mean, I told one woman that had actually she got me on text, and I told her, I said, look, I said, all you have to do is go over there and do the thing, and that 2 days later she calls me back. She goes, I put them on a thumb drive.
Awesome.
When she gets in the car, she just zing and boom. She's got what she wants, and it's like so cool. And all of these things that we've done for so long are actually literally helping people. Because what we did then, we never thought we were going to get to a point that we would need them this badly.
Yes.
No, we never thought of that. We were telling the future 10 years ago.
Yep.
But we were telling people how to live their life better today, but we did that 10 years ago.
And with the tools and techniques, when they can put that stuff to the test and get a result, and it's like, holy cow, that, like they said, that works. And I love that because I'll share that with people and they'll come back going, I did it. I'm like, congratulations. What else do you want to do? Because you just did that. And if the approach ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah. And anybody,
power, man. I love it.
Anybody that's listening, hey, we got a number, 609-663-0153. If you call that number, you'll be on the show live, and we will talk to you and help you. And that's so many people
every way we can.
Another thing that I'm getting, and I'm sure you guys get it too, I've lost my way. Well, which way were you going?
That sounds good. I like that.
I had a talk with a bunch of people that one day, and actually the talk didn't start as a talk at all. And that I just happened to be somewhere, and somebody turned around and said, "Aren't you Bob Charles?" I said, "Yeah, it's me." Nice. And they said, maybe you can. And when she said whatever she wanted to, about 10 people turned around. And then it was, one after the other. And I said, okay, you go to this thing here, you go to this thing here. And it just so happened that I had a bunch of cards with me. And I was giving out my business card. And it's everybody. And then here, go here, go here, go here. And so far, I've seen a lot of people who have came in. And a lot of things that we're doing are helping people.
Yes.
To the point where, and if I can get this up right now, there's a I guess there's a producer or I don't know, somebody that presents people, I guess, somehow.
Okay.
His name is Zach Heitland.
I'm not sure about that one. Has he been doing it a while, or?
Heitling.
Cool.
ZACH is his first name.
Cool.
And I've got like 100 people that want to get on the show.
Excellent.
So I was like, duh. And I'm serious. Are
you open for new shows?
Yeah, of course I am.
Okay, because I feel like you got 3 coming pretty strong.
We got a couple. We got 2 actually.
There'll be another one coming up pretty strong and fairly quickly, because it just vibes that way strongly. Like, just be open.
There you go.
And when you're doing it, like we talked about, you're creating this library for people that their investment is their time. And when they can have a variety of aspects to either learn from or at least be connected to, and they can put that stuff to the test and get an end result that's good and productive, then it's even more empowering because they're willing to be open for other tools and techniques. Because once they got a solid validation, it's like, well, here's that. And you know what? Let me just give you some other information that might give you a different perspective. And when they get the fullness and the roundness of that it's not so much like this, but, there's more than what I realized. That I love because they dig in and they start to empower themselves.
Yeah. And I also tell people all the time, too, and we got Studio B, which is in Texas, and we've got C, which is in Australia.
Nice.
So I'm serious. I mean, they can just write me, and I'll give you the addresses. You can key in on B's shows or C or whatever.
Excellent.
So I mean, this is like really, really cool stuff. It's not all over the place, but
it's getting there.
We covered the whole world.
And you were excellent with the advertising and getting it out there. So nice work.
Yeah,
I appreciate that.
We're doing whatever we can, whenever we can. Now, you know what? Just for the heck of it, Annette, let's get on to, don't forget the books. Don't forget the books.
Okay. Yep. You
The
got
end
it,
of the
man.
thing. And do the thing, Annette. We're going to do the promo on the books because, I mean, I want this stuff. For those of you that are watching right now, this is the book right here. Now, that
Yes.
book I've read twice.
Excellent.
Why? Because, I mean, I'm not a kid anymore. So, I mean, I had to like kind of sort of get some of this stuff. But on the other hand, I'm a UFO kind of guy. You know, I've seen them in it when I was a kid. That these things up in the air. My mother goes to me, "Oh, what's that?" I said, "It's." I didn't know what it was. I go, "It's," and that's a kid fear. But I mean, that's what I did in my youth. I was a dumb kid too.
Yeah, that's the point. Just keep growing, man. We'll learn.
Absolutely. Let me see who's on over here.
Cool.
Let's see. Okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to call an area code, and when I call the area code, you know who you are. So you just say, "Hi, how you doing?" All right? Area code 818. How are you?
Hi.
Hi,
Hi,
who's
how
this?
you doing?
Who's this?
I'm Messiah.
Okay,
I love that.
here's Jamie and Maggie.
Hey, Messiah. So what's up? How can we be of service to you?
Hi, Jamie and Maggie. I don't know. I thought, well, could you guys maybe I'll ask Maggie because Maggie, I listened to your Goddess Witch and Womb podcast, but either of you, both of you, I'm a fan of. So if someone could just pull a general card for me or a few.
Awesome.
I would love to and be honored to. And thanks for listening to the Goddess, the Witch, and the Womb podcast. That's awesome. Thank you.
Excellent.
Yes, I love it so much.
I know, huh?
And do you have a target question? Or are you open for whatever she comes across?
Yeah, maybe a little. I'll just say guidance. Just a little bit of guidance at this time. That's probably as narrowed down as I could.
Yeah, I feel like you've been doing a lot of processing. I feel like
Yeah.
you're right at the edge of a lot of new things. Okay, and it can be a little scary sometimes, but I feel like you've been kind of reconnecting with yourself again over the past like 3.5, 4 months. And in that connection, it's kind of nice because funny, it's just kind of there. But I just feel like you're putting parameters around things and getting more effective at people hearing what you're saying and feeling what you mean. Basically, I feel like you're just very straightforward and very grounded. In addition, if you haven't been offered some work opportunity, doesn't mean you have to even choose it to entertain it, but I do feel like that's a combination of a few new opportunities that are going to be offered. If it feels good, check it out. If not, don't have to waste your time. Let's see what Mag has.
All right. So I did a little, I call it a little spread, 5 cards. The focus here is a 9 of Cups. With this card, this is about self-awareness and self-love. And most importantly, right now, this is about really having the awareness that what you see in other people is going to be mirroring some things back to you. And you've probably noticed this a lot, that you're looking at people going, okay, I like that. How am I like that? Or I don't like that. How am I like that as well? So this mirroring effect is going on right now, but it's awakening you to your soul wisdom, to this place where you can love yourself even more deeply than you ever have before. It's a very cool card where you're really feeling into who you are by everything and around you, and all the people and circumstances are allowing you to feel into who you are so that you can become self-aware more so than you ever have. And that's a process that's limitless. It will go on for life and then continue. I do think that you've been working with some new ideas and right now trying to figure out how to balance some things out in your life. You do have the Ace of Swords that builds into the Two of Pentacles. So this balancing thing is the law of cause and effect in the natural world. And what you're doing is saying, okay, how can I get all these relationships in my life balanced? Are there things that need to shift and need to change? I also feel like there is a very strong soul connection that you're really processing and thinking about. So I just want you to be aware that some of that is because you need that energy to become aware of yourself. And some of that is just that soul connection, that bond that you're feeling. Okay. And this is something that is fairly new. Not something that's been around you for a long period of time. So think about the maybe some newer connections that you have in your life. But right now, this is literally about working to balance your life out in a lot of different ways. I do see you have two cards here. The energy to use is the Three of Swords. This is typically called the Sorrow card, but it's also that recently you recognize something about either people in your life or about yourself, or recognize something new that you've got to start working with. You can't ignore truth when you hear truth, and you can't ignore that there is a new way of recognizing how the situation is. So be aware that whatever it is you recognize, I feel like you have the awareness. Make sure that you aren't like staying in a place of doubt or uncertainty. Trust your feelings, trust what you feel about the situation and about the people that it's connected with. Because on the heels of all this, the outcome is death, which is literally about letting go. So there are things that you are ready to finish with. Old cycles, old patterns, places where you've judged yourself and been too self-critical. That's the first thing to go. Throw that one away. Anything that is mirroring back to you that you feel might be shadow, might be light, but whatever it is that you feel like doesn't resonate with the awareness you have of who you are right now, think about what needs to end. Okay, what are you ready to transform? Because I see this as this whole cycle of you're becoming way more aware of who you are and aware of the people and the situations in your life. And you're going to want to shift some of that energy to create the balance that you're seeking. Does that make sense, Messiah?
Yes, it does. I have a question about the second card. Would you say the energy of the newer person would be, or the newer, I don't know, soul connection, did you say?
I did, yes.
Do you think that's within the last month or maybe further, a little bit?
It's fairly new. So I'm going to say the last 3 or 4 months. Okay. So it might go back that far in terms of cyclical energy. It's just something, it's a very new way of having relationships or seeing this specific relationship. Okay. And you just have to determine, is this really a balancing relationship for you as well? Because there's some parts of it that you're having some doubts over. I can feel that, through the through this connection that we have. But I also want you to be aware that if you do pursue this relationship, then there's something that you might have to let go of to pursue it, whether it's fear or doubt or uncertainty. There's still something that needs to shift.
I'm sorry. When I'm laughing, it's not out of it just comes out sometimes.
No worries. No worries.
Yeah,
I laugh all the time too. So nice. Very
She
cool.
laughs at me all the time.
That's true.
She's very happy. That's what it is, yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Any other questions, Messiah?
Both. Well, everything. I actually moved about 3-4 months ago, so just to kind of, I'm sure you both feel like everything is energy. So I know you're spot on with everything. Period. But I just to relay back that. I just want to relay back that fact is that everything was spot on, and lots of new relationships, my fiance's family, getting to know them, and I'm pretty sure I'm pregnant with number 2. So,
oh,
Wow,
congratulations.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Wow. And that could be the
Well,
new soul connection of the Two of Pentacles that we're feeling too.
That definitely is, because in the last 3 to 4 months, not that, well, we're both kind of young, so it's not necessarily that we're trying per se, but there is an amount of feeling like, okay, let's start a family, with more, we started a family, but we would like another. So it just, in the last 3 or 4 months of like, okay, trying kind of, but then nothing happening. And then in the last, I'm pretty sure. So I'll find out soon, and maybe
Let us know.
line. I'll call back in and let you guys know.
Awesome. Thank
Perfect.
you so much. It was great
Congratulations.
talking with you.
Definitely.
Thank you.
Now you can hang out if you want to just listen.
Okay, I will do that.
There you go. There you go.
I heard that click.
She was still there. I can see that. Not you.
Yeah.
I'm looking at all this stuff. Are you kidding?
I know. Thank you.
Anyway, let's get to another caller.
Awesome.
Area code 480. Who's on the line?
Well, guess who?
Oh, JK, what's up, brother?
Hey, not much. Working on my fourth book right now, and I'll probably have that published in January.
And the genre? What is it? Your own self-help? And
Yeah, spiritual. Yeah, it's called The Pathway to Happiness.
oh,
Beautiful. Congratulations,
yeah,
JK.
I like the title.
So I'm just moving right along.
Good.
I have a message from Asai.
Go ahead. She's listening.
She needs to listen. She's hearing this little voice inside of herself, and it's telling her things. So she needs to listen to that voice because it's going to guide her to the right direction.
Yes, the baby. Hey.
Yeah.
Mom, pay attention.
I love it.
Yep.
Cool. Thank you for sharing
And
that.
the
I'm sure that
spirit
might
kind
help.
of alluded to the fact that Masai in 2 years from now will have a third child.
Cool. Beautiful. More than likely, yeah.
Yep.
And how's your show going? How you feeling with that? Congratulations.
No, it's going well. You know, been talking to Bob. I'm trying to get another one up off the ground, talking about the Hopi Indian.
Oh, wow. I didn't know you had knowledge about that. Beautiful.
No, I don't. It's been Mike.
Yeah,
He's
there's
sort of
another.
almost like an expert in that
Yeah,
stuff.
remember I said 2 shows?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, Mike's the half Hopi is the other show.
Very cool.
He is. You want to tell him the rest, JK?
Yeah, please.
No, so basically, I'm going to introduce him on the 29th, and we're going to introduce what you call it, United Rain. It's their, I don't know how you'd call it. It's like a 503C, but it's not 503C. But it's in order to help the Hopi people become self-sufficient.
Cool. Excellent. And
So-
are you going to be bringing on guests or sharing just the insight? What?
Well, no, on that show on the 29th, November 29th, I'll be introducing Mike, and he'll talk about United Rain. And I'll just let him talk about all that.
Excellent. And you're looking to do a show together?
Well, he's gonna.
No.
JK is gonna have Mike as his guest.
Okay, perfect. Because I'm like, wow, that's awesome.
Yeah. So this
Yeah,
way,
I think he's going to run on his own show eventually in December.
Cool.
which will connect the Hopis to other Hopis. What we're going to do is using Mike. Mike is going to be able to promote what he's doing through the entire Indian nation.
Beautiful.
Just by using, like for instance, the TuneIn and the Streamer and all the rest of the stuff. And that, let's face it, I mean, all those kids, they ain't no dummies. They all got smartphones and they're walking around. They know more than we do. And let me tell you, the people themselves, from what I understand from Mike, and that they actually have to fly in supplies and things to them. They have tons and tons of planes that land. JK was there when some of them had come in and they were unpacking these things, right, JK?
Yeah, we're just unloading them, stacking up all stuff. I think about some places were repeats. I think it was like almost 30 times they landed, and we dropped off supplies.
Wow, fantastic.
And that's basically is to help the older population on the Hopi Nation, the children. So they give these boxes, and they have different things, and some for the teenagers, and then some for young adults. So it's really kind of cool how it's done.
Yeah, when you can reach the whole family, give them something to enjoy, something to look forward to. That's
But they do all kinds of stuff. Wood, they do coal. In fact, the one time that I had Mike on with me talking to Bob, someone heard what we're talking about, and they called Mike and already partnered up with him already.
From the show, him on talking about what he was talking about, this person heard the show, got in touch with him, and making it happen.
That's how easy.
What I'm figuring is, like one time, you said the teacher. One time, I was going to go out and I was going to talk to people and I was going to speak and I was going to be a teacher. Well, there are plenty of solid objects around here that we can put together and make it happen. And if this is the way we can make it happen, Mike is the what would you call him? He's like the CEO of that organization. Right?
Well, yeah, that's his organization. He's been doing it for like 40 some odd years.
Wow.
It's not new.
It's growing, and it's growing. And in fact, on December 3rd, PBS is going to be there filming a special.
Fantastic. Congratulations to him.
So
it's coming,
and the Hopis.
Really cool.
So we are just more or less the radio, the internet,
the bridge of connection. Heck
it's a connection though. But see, we're all over the world. Anybody that wants to put in to tune in or streamer, you got us anywhere. That's how Russia gets us. Russia. I mean, they're actually, and China too. There's certain things they can't get. Certain American things they can't get. Their internet blocks it out. But you can't block out things like stream and tune in. It's not that they're sending an email or that we're connecting to a site or anything. They're connecting to an audio source. So it could be anything. It could be music. It could be a mouse snoring in the middle of the night somewhere. It could be anything, but it's an audio source. So since it's an audio source, they can get the show.
Wow, excellent.
So if they do the right marketing, which PBS will market very, very well, that if they say that they can listen to it on these channels of him on a certain night, then PBS would help us out, them out, and Mike out all at the same time. So this would make sense to be able to actually have people like Jakey is calling in. If Mike is on and somebody wants to do something or donate something or donate time or whatever, the phone is here. I can take 999 people on this thing. Excellent. And I can take 100 people in 99 people in Skype.
Oh, what a difference.
There is no, we don't have any bounds. There's nothing that holds us back. Excellent. And if you want to say the word suck, go ahead.
And you're doing it, man. You're behind the scenes.
Not regulated. So, I mean, these kind of things are the things that are going to make this world better. It's communication. That's the thing that makes people hate people. And hate is a bad word. It really, really is. I mean, it gives me my hair on my arms go up. But the idea of the thing is communication helps take everything out of the way and puts love first.
Yes.
And it's really, really weird that it happens that way. But I mean, really, Jamie has taught me for many, 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 many years that everything goes down to one thing, and it's the energy and love. You can do anything. I don't care how many things happen in a day, a week, a month, a year. It doesn't matter. You could have 1 billion things happen to you, but only one really counts. And one will bring all the things that went all over the place together all at once. Strange.
And allowing it to happen, not trying to make it happen.
Right. So the next step is making it happen. And we can do that. Right, JK?
Yeah, work together to get things done.
See? It's his fault. I mean, he introduced me to Mike, so.
That's awesome. And it's teamwork, man. That's the point. Make the dream work.
Yeah.
When you can get out there and they know that you're there, I always say you could have all the talent in the world, but if nobody knows you're there, whatever. So nice job on getting it out there and hooking up new shows.
Could you imagine one time or another, Pyramid One radio may transmit from a reservation?
That's beautiful. Good. Excellent.
You never know. I mean, listen, I've been all over the world, so.
Nice.
That's a big deal.
That's beautiful. And you're hooking it up. That's the great thing, is the technology is bringing the entire planet together and separating us at the same time. The
Yeah.
kids now are standing in front of each other doing this, texting. I'm like, remember this? Old school? Remember communication? Lordy.
I do it every day. I do it every single day. I mean, I stepped on some guy's foot about 2 weeks ago. Because the guy was standing there. This guy was standing there, and he's doing his thing, and he's doing his thing, and he's fingering his his cell phone all over the place. There's people going back and forth. There's trucks, cars, the whole 9 yards. You know, he could be run over a million times or whatever. You know, and he's still going and going. So I said, "Excuse me, nothing. Excuse me, nothing. Sir, nothing. Hey, nothing." So I said, "Boom!" on the foot. I give him a boing.
No.
The guy goes, "What?" I said, "Why don't you put down the phone and live?"
Nice. What was his response? Did he have one?
No, the guy turned around and he says, "Wah, wah, wah, wah," and he walked away, but he put the phone in his pocket.
Nice
So I
job.
don't know whether I won any war or anything else, but he did put it in his pocket. He did walk out. He was going to walk on the street.
Yeah. God.
That's where he was aimed for.
You know, that kind of brings up that the old game, the satellite game, where you go to places, and it was at Pokemon, I think, and there was people freaking getting hit by vehicles because they were so distracted. I'm like, wow, pay attention. That it can happen that quick.
Yeah, yeah, and I mean, you know, people just don't get it, you know, and I mean, down here in Florida, people down here did get their license at 16. That is the license age
Yeah.
around here, okay? And when they say, "Did you get your license in Sears?" They probably did. I'm serious. I mean, you know, and it's very, very weird, but still, you know, they just don't. They're just ooh boy. Every day, you know, I wind up jamming on my brakes and something like that because some guy cuts me off or tries to push me off the road, you know, because he's not looking. He's just changing lanes, you know, and all of a sudden I see this mirror coming to my window. Oh, hi, how you doing? Yeah, serious. You know, it's nuts but true.
Yeah.
And you know, it's just the way they are, and it's the technology that does it.
You know, it's interesting, but everything's speeding up. Now it's like 3 seconds. What the? Not only that, here in Phoenix, Arizona, it's on average, literally like 90% of the vehicles on this highway are doing 80 miles an hour.
Yes.
At least. It's like everyone. I'm like, holy cow. Because many years ago, you know, they'd put the cameras up on the freeway and people got peeved enough to where they actually took them all down. Because it was really interesting that, you know, and again, you shouldn't be speeding kind of thing, but yeah.
I got a thing in that in the mail. I got a bill in the mail for $158 for one of those cameras.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah, I made a right at a red light, which is legal, right? But I didn't come to a full
California.
They called it a crawling stop. I was moving like 1 inch, you know, or whatever at the thing. It didn't like stop.
Next time, just slam your brakes on.
It's not a ticket.
Okay, cool.
Well, no, it's just a bill. They send you a bill. Now, if you don't get the bill, then you get the ticket.
Shoot. Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah, so that's what they do down here. Well, yeah, but they got up here because the people are crazy. I mean, face it. I'm serious. I mean, you know, the sign says 45, and I always think that somebody's doing 54, not 45.
Like dyslexic.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing is it is doing the best you can, you know, as the proactive or the defensive driver. And literally, just like you were saying, you know, if not, that person could push you right off the road because they're not paying attention. Yeah. For me, you know, I'm energy reading all the time.
And you know what the weird part about it is? For 30 years, 35 years, 40 years, whatever, I drove in New York.
Wow.
I mean,
that's
we're
gutsy.
Yeah, we're talking the West Side Highway, the East Side Highway, the Bronx Expressway, the George Washington Bridge, all these places. And I was just 17 when my mother gave me the keys. I was out in Long Island at a relative's place. She gave me the keys. It's snowing out. It's getting icy. I'm 17 now, right? My mother says, "Get us home."
Good luck.
You want to talk about somebody with gonads? My mother had them that big.
Yeah.
I'm serious.
And you, of course, were able to do that.
We got home, no problem.
Nice. Very cool.
You know,
it's
but
17, man.
Yeah, I mean, you don't. My father had me driving when I was like 16, but he was a truck driver.
Oh, wow. And have you been seeing what they're going in the direction for the driverless trucking aspect?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
A
I've been
lot of people are
at my
going to.
nose. Yeah, that's the craziest thing I ever heard of in my life. God forbid. You know, I said something here. In fact, Diane was the one that was laughing her head off because I said it one day. I said, "What happens if a bird is flying by and happens to either crash into the camera or defecate on it?" Now, you can't see what's on the right side of the truck, and the truck is driving itself.
Yeah.
Make a left turn.
Yeah. It's interesting, but I just saw, a little bit on TV, but apparently in this case, they have the ability to 360 degrees know any vehicle that's coming around without a camera.
Yeah.
I was like, holy cow, that's
like,
impressive.
It's like radar. They got grounded radar in
Right.
place.
Remember, they got to start with someplace. In this case, you make it the trucking industry, then you move into the personal vehicles, then you move into the flying vehicles. And just to my awareness, they already, satellite-wise, they already, in a way, have the roads of when the vehicles are flying.
They should have started out down here now with the people that have golf carts. There's about 50 or 60, maybe more, golf carts that fly around down here.
Wow.
In this community. There's 400 houses here.
Cool.
So,
Beautiful.
I mean, out of all those houses, you got all these people running around in those carts. Okay. I'm telling you, you're driving on a highway, you take a corner, and you're nose to nose with a guy coming directly at you in a golf cart. They're not driving like a regular car. They're driving down the middle of the street. It's like, hey, this is my street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They'll be the rightest person in the cemetery. Like, man, pay attention.
Well, I'm not that bad, but I got a big van, so.
Right. Cool.
Hey, JK.
Yes.
Anything you'd like to know about your life, should I say?
No, my life is good, actually.
Excellent.
How good?
Keep going.
Yeah, Spirit has got me going in the right direction. In fact, the Spirit made me do my own podcast. Then it made me go up to do the thing with Bob. So Spirit's pushing me forward.
Oh,
yeah, and you're listening. That's the brilliance. It talks to us all the time. Most of us are like, what?
Well,
huh?
Listen, it's not a good thing.
It's a great thing. And it's kind of nice when you're just being you, but in your own growth, your own spiritual awareness, you're able to, in this case, create a show that can share, that people can take that journey with you without necessarily having to go through it. That's when it gets really exciting and fun. And especially when you can take them on those adventures that, okay, I'm learning a lot from it. And I could just click off the computer. It's that kind of a convenience. And I think that being able to have such a variety of shows gives people a library to go to enjoy, not just the spiritual. I'm sure, Bob, you have many other genres in the shows. So it's really nice. That variety is huge.
Oh, yeah. And when I had JK on, that it's like, when you're doing a podcast, that's one thing. You can do what you want to do. You can read what you want to do. You can more or less do exactly what you said. You program your show and that before you do it. And I'm going to do this, and this, and you go out and you do it, and that's it. End of story. So you tell somebody, here, listen to my show. When you're live, everything is live. You know what I mean? If you sneeze, it's on there.
Yeah. Yep. No editing.
Right. In my shows, never, ever since I began, even when I was with Kinetic, and that I used to tell them all the time, do not edit. Do not edit, because what we did live is live.
Nice.
Live is live. If you're going to edit, It's not live anymore.
That's the point, being able to do that effectively.
Exactly. If somebody goofs, if somebody, blah, 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 I didn't know that word or something, whatever. I mean, let it be part of the show, because people are human too. And the people that are listening are human too. And the people that are listening, they screw up just like you do.
Right.
I mean, I see the guys, we have, what was it, Channel 13 that's down here out of Tampa. They, every once in a while, you see somebody in there crying, laughing, because they screwed something up so bad. It wasn't funny, but they don't cut it out on that channel.
Yeah. Right.
Normally you wouldn't see that part. They kind of sort of like, beep,
gone. And then you get the full flavor of how they do speak and how they can present the information.
They're as human as we are. They're just people that do it on TV. I'm just a guy that does it on the radio.
See, and that's the point, is when they can know, okay, so you can do it and you don't have to be amazing with all this knowledge and stuff. It's your experience and knowledge is giving you the opportunity to help a lot of other people just by the idea that you've had, in this case, to create this network. I think that's really cool. And bringing the people in.
And I'm not asking people to be like me. God did that. I'm asking you to be yourself. Yes. Love yourself. Let God guide you. He can. Nice. Yeah. He will. In fact, even if he doesn't like you, he still will. So go figure
That's
that.
Unconditional love, man.
Exactly. You want to talk about forgiveness? Woo! Oh, I'm telling you, man, this guy's got a list bigger than my arm and that leg and the other leg and whatever. But I'm serious. I mean, it's that strange.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
It's interesting, but I share the fact that just my own experience, there's times I'm sitting there and in a brief moment, I become one with everything. I always share the fact that it's like the best mood, the best meal you have ever had. Truly, my soul feels full and no judgment ever on the universe's part, completely loving and accepting. And for me, that's all I can speak about. But I was like, holy cow, that stuff is real. And I just had to be me. That's it. Good, bad, happy, sad, as an eternal being, all that good stuff, completely loved and accepted. And then when I have that, every time I come back into this physical vehicle, the words that come to it are, who are you now? I'm like, wow. All these things that you hear, the Om and all that, I've had my experiences where that stuff is real. Once you have that firsthand experience, like, well, I can only speak for myself, but that's the point. It will shift your consciousness and the ability to question things. That's why I say always, please be skeptical, question everything, just be open. That way you get the practicality of spirituality. You got to be able to fit this spiritual stuff into your life or you start going over the edge.
That's another question I get. They go, are you talking spiritual stuff?
Yeah.
I tell them, yeah. Why? It's like, why? Maggie, there's something going through your mind. I see it in your eyes. You wanted to say that.
I'm just listening to you guys at the moment. Yeah.
And what's going through her mind, man, I'm telling you, man, it's cluttered in between the left and the right.
Hey, so share about the books.
Oh, yes. So, well, first off, happy Thanksgiving to everyone who celebrates Thanksgiving in America. And for those of you different parts of the world, just have a beautiful week and hopefully lots of gratitude and love for all of you. But Jamie and I have chapters in a book that just got released called The Golden Wisdom of Love, Legends, and Legacies. And it's available on Amazon. It is a #1 bestseller right now. And I have a chapter called Drawing Down the Moon, and Jamie has a chapter called The White Rose Validation. And there's 39 authors, and it's a very, very spiritually oriented book, and lots of different authors, including Vivian Chavette, who is in another compilation book, produced by the same people, but she's been on our podcast, Psychic Evolution, at least 3 times, and I think the season will be the 4th, but she's fantastic too. So she also has an appearance in the book, but it's actually a really fun read. The stories are supposed to be inspirational. What is the wisdom of love, legends, and legacies in your life? And so it was very fascinating trying to figure out. I wrote many chapters before I decided on one specifically to put into the book. And it was a lot of fun because it got me, wandering down memory lane and thinking about how has love influenced my life? What's the legend you'd want to leave behind? And what's the legacy that you would love for everyone to know about? It's really, really fascinating. So I'm excited. I haven't read the whole book yet. I'm still picking through different authors at the moment, in my spare time, but I love it. It's really, really fascinating.
And
It's
if you
great.
do read a book, by the way, if you go to page 133, that's Jamie. That's
Cool.
Jamie's page, and I think it's 189 is Maggie's.
Yes, chapter 14 and chapter 21.
Oh, she gets around.
Yeah, she knows, man. She's got a great memory.
Yeah, it stuck with me. So
You know,
yeah,
and
it's
it's
pretty
nice
cool.
because she's always been genuine. She's got a lot of knowledge and a lot of awareness about the tools and techniques that she's been working with. And I love it because she can simplify a lot of that information so that the average person can go, okay, I get that.
Mhm.
Instead of, what does that mean? That's complex. I don't know. It's like, keep it simple, but also the way that she reads. I share the fact that for myself, if somebody had a tarot card, and it was the death or the devil. It was like, oh man. Until I was having a read from Maggie, and she was sharing the fact that for the devil, it's really symbolic of where you're giving your power away, and many other cards that I used to have a different perspective. And it's great because the way that she shares, it's not scary. You have that, in the beginning, you're like, oh, what does that mean? Is someone dying? And then, the death of the card, death card, I think it's called, is, what experiences are you letting go? What are you staying connected to? And so I've always appreciated her ability to share that insight in a very playful, positive, and informative way. And I think that kind of ties into her other podcast that you're doing, The Goddess Witch in the Womb.
Yeah, that's another thing going on for sure. Got another podcast that launched this season, and yeah, it's pretty cool about the divine feminine. But this book is quite fantastic, though. I mean, you can
Yes.
find it on Amazon, and you can find it on our websites too if you
Yep.
just want to check it out.
And it's fun. Just peruse through the book. You don't have to read the whole thing if you don't want to. We've got chapters. You can tune into who you would like. That's part of
yeah.
the fun. Keep it
They
easy,
deliver
man.
fast too.
Yeah, yes, definitely. And it's really good because we're all being brought together just to share our own experiences and perspectives that hopefully can empower others.
Mm-hmm. I got a question though for you, Jamie.
Yes, sir.
When I wrote you, and JK's probably listened too because I think I said something to him about it. I told you about the uncle I had that was crazy.
Yes, sir.
We talked about crazy turkey.
Yes, sir. Right. That's
Well, I'm serious.
the inside joke.
In my family, everybody knew him as the crazy uncle.
He
was.
was consistent.
He was amazing. I mean, here's a guy. I mean, they had well, God, right now the property must be worth in the millions. But there was one section of the house that he was so crazy on food. Like if you went downstairs in his house, there was a soda bar,
Oh,
a
wow.
soda fountain, the real thing. Like you turn, you take the things, then you pull the things, and you
That's
put.
kind of.
I mean, us as kids, we had a ball. But around that whole room, there was like a restaurant kind of thing
Wow.
downstairs. Was what are they called? The big things that are on the side of the boat that have the name of the boat on it.
A name?
I think they throw out in the water. Be saved.
Buoys and stuff, right? Uh-huh.
Whatever, the rings. Okay.
Yes.
So they
Yes,
got the
yes.
names of the boat. Every boat that they owned, the name of the boat was on the white thing that was on the wall. In the middle was a fish tank. And
Oh,
it was
cool.
all around the entire room. Had fish tank.
Wow.
So one day he figured, well, I want more fish. So he goes and he takes this piece of property. It's about, I would say about 200 by about 100, like that. And he puts in an oriental garden with waterfalls, ponds, the whole nine yards. He had Japanese koi. He had all kinds of fish, all over the fish. And people used to go from all over the place to come to the front because he had lights too, colored lights and everything at night and the whole nine yards.
Beautiful.
People would come to watch that place that he had there. That's how crazy he was. One fish.
Apparently in a good way on that one.
So he turned the whole piece of property into a fish tank.
Wow. Yeah, but man, that's brilliant. And what a lot of work, I'm sure. But that's the natural beauty. Holy cow.
And when I bought my first house over in Jersey, and that there was a koi, a very, very big koi run of things, and that with two waterfalls in the back. So I had fish that, and Diane will tell you because she thought I was totally nuts. I mean nuts. I would talk to the fish.
Right.
And they
Oh,
listen.
they get it. Yep. They get it.
They would all come. They would all come to the service, and I'd feed for each one of them, their food or whatever else in that. And then, during the wintertime, and I'd put the stuff in the heaters on the bottom so they didn't freeze to death and all that kind of stuff.
Cool.
I'm telling you, if this stuff ever hits a book, I don't know whether it'll be somewhere between fiction, reality, and comedy.
So write it. Right.
They wouldn't know where to put
fun, man.
Thing. All right. Another thing. Can you get in touch with that crazy uncle?
If he tunes in, yeah. That's why I say if they want to come through, they will. Otherwise, you don't make them. They're not stuck. They're not having to come through. It's that kind of a connection that, hey, if I'm good, your people are great. All I'm doing is listening.
The reason I ask is because no other time but now, for some reason, is the time that he comes through to me so strong. It's not funny. I can see him. I can hear him.
Excellent.
And that all the things that we used to do, and that just like, it's like a movie going through your head.
Yep.
That's the way it goes through, like a video.
Nice.
That's why I figured, I told Diane, I said, when I get Jamie, I'll ask him if he feels anything.
But look what he's doing. He's doing this with you and giving you a whole different perspective on things. Not so much crazy, but maybe in this case, a little bit more informative, giving you opportunities to learn.
Let's put it this way. If you were up in, let me see, just past West Point on the Hudson River, beautiful up there. Very, very, very beautiful. It was like the end of the summer, so it was not hot, but warm. On one of his tugboats. Now, those big ones, the ones that used to go across the ocean over to Italy and pick up marble and bring it back. Oh. That's what they used to do. These things were huge. Those boats, we used to sit with a big table and a chef, and we would eat roast beef dinners on the back of the boat. Nice. Going up the Hudson River, this big tugboat. And that. So, I mean, you want to talk about crazy?
No crab or fish, just steak.
Yeah. When I had my first boat and that, I used to go up there and I used to say, well, my uncle did it. Why can't I do it?
And do you still have a boat?
No. We sold it in South Carolina.
Okay, cool.
But I had that one for 11 years.
Nice. Cool that you can enjoy that.
We sold it now because we're in central Florida. We're right in between Tampa and Orlando. So it's like an hour to Orlando and an hour to Tampa from where we are. So it's good for the hurricane. Yeah. They hit the sides, not me. But when they do hit here, though, they're still nasty. But the idea, a lot of stuff in that was around here was destroyed by the last one. Yeah. Believe it or not.
Sounds like you got lucky. They kind of left you alone.
Again.
There's no luck.
I was blessing myself so much my arm hurt.
That's excellent.
Yeah, beautiful. It was terrible. God kept looking at us saying, all right, already, I heard you.
You a priest?
A minister.
Funny, but true.
Yeah.
Like, no, you are.
Yeah. But, out of all the things that we did with all of the boats and everything else and that, I said, no, I'm not going to bring it down here and that because there's no water. I'm an ocean guy.
Yeah.
There must be salt water in the blood somewhere. So I said, no, if I can't put it in the marine and I can't float it on the ocean, forget it.
Right. Well, and you don't have to worry about taking care of it.
Yeah, when you get a little bit older.
Yep.
You want somebody else to do it.
Yeah, well, smart. Exactly, man. Save the energy. It's part of the fun.
Yeah. So what else? Anything else that you guys want to talk about? You got some, Maggie, you got a couple shows in that coming up.
Couple shows.
They got, it was on Facebook the other day. What's that new show you do?
Oh, the goddess, the witch in the womb.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
that's
a lot of things, a lot of comments that were on it.
yeah, that's a podcast. It's really fun. It's about reclaiming, your divine feminine energy. We talk about sacred sexuality. We talk about how to return back to the divine feminine. There's a lot of ancestral healing. We talk about goddesses and we talk about the witch wound, how, feminine energy has been wounded for thousands of years because of the patriarchy. So it's really a very fascinating podcast. It's really helping to inspire people to stand in their own power, especially as a woman. It's actually geared for women, although we do have men listen to it as well. Jamie listens to it and goes, I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Man. Most of the information, I'm like, really? I didn't have a clue.
Yeah, one of our hosts, April, she's a historian. So she really can, oh my God, she can dig into history of any of these goddesses like no other. She's amazing. And Harmony is another of the hosts, and she is a womb priestess. So it's all about healing everything related to the womb, any type of ancestral trauma, personal trauma, whatever that looks like for people. So we bring in a vast different skill set and, share it with the world. It's actually quite a bit of fun, and it's getting a lot of traction and growing right now, which we're really excited about. So
Where can we see that?
actually, it's not on video. It's only audio right now. So you can find it on all your major podcast platforms. You can also go to goddesswitchwomb.com to listen. If you don't, have a podcast platform that you like, you can listen straight from the website. All the episodes are on there. So yeah, we're about 24 episodes in our first season, working out all the kinks and having an amazing time. So,
And when you're a twin, they call it a womb-mate.
a roommate. Exactly.
As soon as he said the first part, I knew where what was coming.
Exactly.
Uh-huh.
I amuse myself, man.
So that's
Bobby, it's always
one
good, man.
podcast. The other podcast, obviously, Jamie and I have Psychic Evolution podcast. We're in season 6 right now. We have over 115 episodes. I don't know, almost 120 now
Yeah.
for you to listen to. And that's also we have a couple of seasons on YouTube. Not the whole 6 seasons, but the last few seasons we put it on YouTube as well. So
Yep. Nice to give them a reference.
Yeah.
Place to enjoy.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
And we tell people that all the time. If you want a copy of this, write to Bob Charles Show at live.com. We'll send you a copy. If you also want to educate yourself more, then we will send you the link to the channel in YouTube, and you can see all of them. There's a ton of them in there, all kinds of stuff. And you just click on, when you get in there, just click on videos, and bam, you got everything. Anybody, anywhere, you can be 5. I don't care. There's nothing. We don't do anything that any family can't hear,
Right.
or see. And I'm quite sure that even if I do say the S word, nobody is. I mean, everybody's heard it like so many times they don't even turn around anymore.
Yep.
And
You
that's
got
the
a
way.
beautiful soul, man. Your energy's great.
Yeah. So I mean, with things like that, I want people to get smarter and listen to things. And we're human, just like the people that are listening are human. As you can hear us talking right now freely
Usually.
on here. You could be in if you dial 609-663-0153, but you didn't. And we'll have to wait then until after Thanksgiving.
Cool.
Yeah.
Lot to give thanks for, man. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shame on them.
That's awesome, man.
Oh yeah.
Always good, Bobby.
So meanwhile, I mean, this is like really, really cool. But we got a billion things that to do, and I pray that you guys have a really, really great Turkey Day.
We will. Thank you. And
I promise I won't chase any around.
Same to you and all of the listeners. It's really cool. I've got some scientific studies, more studies that we're doing starting in January. So I'm looking forward to getting some insights.
Jamie has, oh my gosh, he's featured in a documentary that's being released in the Sedona Film Festival in early December as well, called Seance.
Yeah, very cool. And that's part of the scientific studies we did. And, a lot of fun.
And I saw that, by the way.
Cool.
I
Yeah, if
saw
you'd be
that you're gonna be doing,
Yeah.
and I can't wait to get. I mean, I want to actually get a copy and put
That's
it up.
gonna be that will be released on Amazon Prime. We don't have a release date yet, but it it will be up there. And when it is, we'll let you know.
Yep.
Yeah, I saw your picture. You look interesting.
Yeah.
You're the
Thanks, I
guy. He's the
think.
guy all the way on the right. You know,
Yeah.
I can't even like
Yeah.
if that camera moved, like if the guy sneezed, you would have been out of the picture.
Yeah, it's interesting, but that kind of a connection that all of the scientists that were there were really nice, very genuine, and they're all trained to be skeptical, to question everything neutrally, but to question it. And it was really cool. And 99% of the studies we did aren't in the documentary, so it's just kind of nice and entertaining. But it's really good when we can bring people together, the scientific community and the spirituality, and unify, get into that quantum physics and spirituality, be practical. That's why I love doing this, is if we can scientifically, quantifiably validate these things, maybe there's something to it.
Well, if you know any of those guys, I can send them all a link, and we can get you all on here talking about it.
That's got some potential. I'll have to drop a line.
Seriously.
See if they're open. Yeah.
Probably see me as a little square somewhere in your screen. I don't think I'm as big as you are.
No.
Maybe,
well, actually, you're huge. Your head's big.
I'm huge.
But
whatever you guys are on your screen.
Yeah, we're the smaller ones.
Yeah, I can put like 90 of them across the whole thing.
Awesome. That's
so if you like 4 or 5 or whatever people, every single one of them that has name on it, so I would know who everybody is.
Excellent.
And now, if you initiate it from your end, then I can use the link and come in on yours. Then you can see everybody on there, and you can ask everybody by name.
Excellent. I like that. Okay, we'll talk some more about that.
Ooh, this is going to be fun. Yeah. And then we can farm that little piece of information, and everybody that'd be better than an advertisement on TV.
Yeah. Is that cool?
Serious. I mean, if you throw it all your sources, and I throw it on the Facebook and everything, like today we got 23. Yeah, it's 23 sources, and out of that there was like 10,000 people.
Awesome, fantastic, good. Let's get it to the masses, man.
Yeah.
Nice work.
Aha! I just want to tell you people out there, just like God said, sorry you missed us this time, but next time, I know you're going to call. The number is 609-663-0153. If you call, you can talk to us. We can tell you about you. We can help you. We can show you how much you're worth to you. We're huge. You're huge. Let's do it together. God bless y'all. I'm Charles.